Hey all again, it's Brian, and we're going to be looking at relative strength index. This is actually one of my favorite indicators. I use it on trending and ranging markets. It really helps to identify your entry point on a trending market. It, when I use it on a trending market, what I use it for is to identify when there's a pullback, a good entry point when price is most likely to continue back in the direction of the trend. On a ranging market, when I'm trading reversals, I use it to identify overbought and oversold and to help point out the likelihood of a reversal. So what is RSI? It's just a technical indicator used in the analysis of financial markets. It's basically to show the historical strength of weaknesses, blah, 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 blah. It's used to show an overbought, oversold, likely points of a reversal. Now, one of the things that I'll get into, depending on your time frame, would really depend on the settings in RSI. That's why I like it, is because I can edit it out for my time frame. I can even combine one or two together, so I can have two RSIs running on the same thing, and I'll show you how to do that here in a bit. Um, it's a really good tool. The one thing you have to realize is when a level is hit, that does not mean immediate reversal. Price can stay overbought, oversold, or hit the levels that you set up for 2 or 3, 4 candles, or it might just ignore it and keep going in the opposite direction. It's the market. Sorry about the coughing. It's the market. I mean, it's not 100% predictable. That's why it's hard to trade. No one ever said trading was easy. So we're going to take a look first at how to use it on a trending market, and then we'll take a look at using it on a ranging for reversals. All you got to do, up to Insert, we go to Indicators, and we're going to go to Oscillators, and it's called Relative Strength Index. When it comes up, I believe by default this is going to be period 14. That's for a longer time frame, so I'd say maybe a 30-minute up, hour, 4-hour. We're going to be working with a 5-minute time frame, so let's change that period to 3. We want to make sure it's applied to close and not open. And let's go to levels. By default, these levels are going to be 70 and 30. We're going to be working with a much smaller time frame than what it was originally set up for. So we want to go to Add. I'm going to put in, I use 90. Some people use 92 and 8. I use 90 and 10. Now when we click OK, it's visualization, don't need to mess with it, just all time frames. Levels 90, 10. Style, you can pick out a color, so let's make it a lovely little aqua. It'll be a dotted line. And again, back to parameters, I'm going to use Dodger Blue. So when we click OK, now down at the bottom, here's our RSI. Let me adjust this a little. That's good. Okay, so 90 and 10. We can see when price crosses over or gets close to it. And this is on a trending market. So as what we look at, market price is coming down. And let me turn on the crosshair so we can see this. Price is coming down, coming down, coming down. Price drops below the 10 point here, and we do get a little bit of an upward movement. But remember I said just because it hits 10 doesn't mean we got a reversal. What we actually got was consolidation of price. Started moving up, up, up. Gets almost to 90. Even off that little spike, it doesn't break 90. It's the market. You gotta be variable. You can't have everything set in stone for you. But 90, and price moves down, 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 till we get down here. And again, if you see, we're forming a nice little cycle of waves of how price moves. Price goes below 10, and it slightly moves up, but mostly what we got is a downward trend, a little bit of up. But if you look at the RSI, it is still going up and down in cycles. So again, it's something you'll have to get used to. It's not set in stone that just because RSI hits 90 or 10, price is going to reverse. But if you combine RSI with the EMAs for trending, you can get a pretty good idea of what the market's going to do. Up here, we broke 90. We continue down. Our faster moving EMAs, the blue and yellow, which are 5 and 8, are starting to spread out. So we know we're coming into a downward trend. Our slower moving EMAs, the medium ones, which are the pink and the purple, still haven't confirmed that for us. because purple is still above the pink one, so it hasn't recognized that we're in a downtrend yet, even though we obviously are. Now this consolidation slows them down on the crossover. But if we look, so if we were trading this trend, where would be a good point for entry? Looking, we got the crossover here between our medium speed. So then let's wait for RSI to do a pullback, or show us a pullback. Price came up, so that's a pullback and a downwards trend. Down here, our faster moving are starting to spread out. So if we look right here, we got a nice entry point on a binary options trade. Again, when I'm trend trading, I typically would do a 30-minute to an hour trade. 15 minutes kind of risky for me, but I'll do a 30-minute to hour long. I would take a put. I want to say I'd put in a put, but that would sound weird. I would take a put on it and trade. The trade would come down. Is it going to work 100% of the time? No, but it's the market. Nothing is ever going to work 100% of the time. But hopefully that gives you the idea on how on a trending market you can use RSI. So let's take a look at how you would use it on a ranging market. Here we got a somewhat ranging market. We're never going to get a perfect little ranging market, but we can identify it's going up, down, up, down. It's staying in a range. So let's go ahead and add in RSI again. We can do insert, indicators, oscillators, relative strength index. We're going to do 3, Dodger blue again. Levels, we're going to keep 90, 10. And let's go ahead and click on OK, see what we get. So let's take a look here. Now this is a partial setup of my system, how I trade, but I removed a bunch of junk off of it, just not to confuse, but hopefully it was to hopefully show you how it's ranging. As you can see, I have Bollinger Bands on here, and I have some resistance levels plotted on here. So let's take a look. There's price when we can obviously see it breaks a band, but on RSI, it's already on its way down. It only hit 81.9. If we come again, RSI doesn't confirm anything for us here. But here we get a really high probability trade. RSI breaks 90. Up top, it breaks our Bollinger Bands. So we're looking at a really good indication that price is going to reverse. Again, this is for a ranging market, 5-minute time frame, trading reversals. If you were trend trading on the 5-minute market, you could try it. I've never been very successful at it, but hopefully you get an idea. I mean, this one wasn't ranging a whole lot. We didn't get a bunch of setups. If you notice that the market's range isn't hitting 90-10 a lot, we could always go into our indicator list, go into RSI, and we could drop this to 80-20 because that happens to fit the way the market's moving better for today. So now at 80-20, we can see RSI. We come over and look. RSI would have been helping to confirm some of these reversals a little bit better. Now at the bottom here, it breaks the 20. We get a reversal upwards. And again, RSI is not just because it breaks that level, it doesn't mean it's going to reverse. You really need to look at the market, take into consideration the conditions of the market. How much is it ranging? Is it a small range? Is it a large range? And then practice and determine what your settings down here are going to be. Like for this market, 80-20 seems to be a pretty good range, but now we're getting a smaller range. The smallest I will go on RSI is 70-30. I will not drop below that. What I also do though, and if you've watched the EMA videos, then you know that by period you can speed up or slow down how fast this reacts to the market. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you another way of doing this. We're going to go into indicators because what I want is I want to have a little bit slower of an RSI running. So we would go into relative strength index. You would drag it down on top of the current RSI. Now we go over to parameters, and we're going to put this at a 4, or you can even use a 5. Why are we doing that? Because this basically helps to filter out a false signal on RSI. So let's slow it down to 5, which means this RSI is not going to respond as fast as the 3 we put on there. And let's change it to a lovely little red. And just to make sure it's clear, slower, let's change it to a, I don't know, a dash dotted line. Then click on levels. We're going to keep the same, 80-20. Click OK. Now what we have is a slower moving RSI that can help us weed out some of those quick spikes. So if we look through this, if we were doing it, right here, the slower moving touched 80 and the faster moving above 80 might be a potential spot to look. Here with it spread apart, see the gap in between the two, might want to take a little more consideration to look into it. But up here, we got a really good one. 5 and 3 are right on top of each other. And up top, you can see it did drop down nicely. That should hopefully give you an idea of how to use RSI for a trending market to help you out with your entry. Because you want to do, again, if the market's moving downwards, you want to wait until it comes up a little bit, let RSI confirm for you, along with your EMAs, for a good entry point. Or on a ranging market to help you find out where a reversal is. Now, if you're using it on a ranging market, trading with the trend, I couldn't help you there. I've seen some people do it successfully. I basically use two different systems. I trade reversals on a ranging, or I trade with the trend on a trending, of course, because it just makes sense. If you have any questions, concerns, whatever, hit me up, email, Skype, through the forums, ask your questions away. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll have a few more coming out for you soon.